I spoke a little bit about the spiritual abuse that tends to happen, psychological abuse that happens when, in the context of dating. I want to bring some more clarity to that. So, when we're talking about spiritual abuse, psychological abuse, emotional abuse in a church setting, in the context of dating, that could look like somebody being groomed to be somebody's spouse, with or without the knowledge of the person that they're supposed to marry. So let's say, um, let's start with what that could look like in the context of someone who has not been, or what that looks like without the involvement of the person that they're supposed to marry. Somebody receives a word from the Lord, and this may be a person of influence, because why else would you believe that? Um, and they are telling you how you need to carry yourself. Anytime you step outside of that, you are ridiculed, you are devalued, you are oftentimes manipulated and controlled to behaving in a certain way, carrying yourself in a certain way, speaking in a certain way. Um, so, for the sole purpose of this is who you're supposed to marry, and I'm supposed to help you receive the promise or get to the promise. Um, with the involvement of the person, that could look like still being groomed. There are people who may be in on it. They're in on it. They are aware of that person's affections towards you, and they help coerce the situation. Oh, you know he don't like that. You know she don't like that. Sit right here. Wear that. Do this. This. Say that. All for the purpose of getting you closer to that individual. They have, I'm gonna call it a team of people. We're talking narcissism, and we would call it flying monkeys. That's usually when the narcissist is mad and they have their hands stay clean. They have people who attack you on their behalf. Um, so this is I'm using the word flying monkeys in a non-traditional sense, but just follow me. So they're flying monkeys who help put you in the good graces of the person that has their eyes on you. And so, because of the reverence that you may have for this individual, or these people, you believe that their intentions are pure. But what you don't know is that this person is a predator. They are a predator. One thing that I want to mention too is this can also look like men who address or interact with women in church, or vice versa. I've heard it described as, when they looked at me, it looked like they were searching my soul. They were searching my soul to see if I was their wife. And so there's this invasive um, interaction that happens. I'm not even gonna call it interaction. There is a violation that takes place in this context, where they impose their will and their desires onto you, and you literally, it oftentimes feels like you don't even have a option to deny what's taking place. You don't have an option to say no. You know what's crazy? When I was having a conversation with someone, um, clinical person. They were a therapist, and so we were engaging about like some of the things that happens in this context. And they said something that literally, like, the emoji with the mind blowing. They said, Amaya, you know what that sounds like? And I was like, what, girl? She said, rape. Hearing it in that context was crazy. But when you think about it, like for the people who've experienced this in the context of dating, keep wanting to say that, make it clear, where they don't have it oftentimes feels like you don't have the autonomy to say no, that you have to comply with what's taking place. Rape absolutely sounds appropriate. Spiritually raped, but rape nonetheless. And so another way that this could happen again is, you know, for people who are members who may be in a dating relationship with a leader or someone who has authority over you, and they intentionally mislead. What makes this abuse is they are misusing their power, and they oftentimes will use God um, to impose this abuse on you. They will misuse or misrepresent Scripture. They will, in some way, sick and twisted, will get you to disobey God to meet their sexual needs. I mean, the list can go on and on and on, but I just wanted to bring context to what this looks like. So we're gonna stop there, give you guys some time to digest what we've discussed, and we're gonna come back with a working definition of spiritual abuse. All right, bye guys.